All across the country, people are having these kinds of conversations in private, as will be depicted by my characters, James and Carmela Grider. James and Carmela Grider are fraternal twins. I believe the lore tells that Carmela came out of the vagina first. James is upset that you're not allowed to conspire to commit crimes with someone.
It urinates me off, James said, that I can't help out someone who asks me for help to commit a crime.
Because helping a criminal makes you just as bad as the criminal, Carmela said.
No, it doesn't, James cried out peevishly. If somebody wants to do something, then it's on them. Why can't I openly assist whichever side I wish? It's my life.
No, to them it's all about the lives of the victims, Carmela said.
So no matter what, I'm forced to support the police's side in the matter, or I go to jail? James said in outrage. Well, what if I happen to like what the criminal is doing, and I need to support that side? Why should fucking police have their way, and only their way? And if I don't let them have their way, my freedom will be taken away. Maybe I see what the criminal is doing is more beneficial to society than what the police are doing. So why can't I help the criminal by providing supplies? And if the police don't like it, tell the police to fuck themselves. Why am I obligated to shit on my own ideals in order to keep my freedom?
So you believe if a guy comes up to you and asks to borrow your gun so he can go rob a bank, and you give it to him, that should be okay? Carmela asked.
Of course. I'm not the one robbing the bank, James said. But maybe I agree with him robbing the bank, so why can't I provide some help?
Carmela said, well, you can agree with what he is doing, but you can't help out in any way.
But it's my life, James insisted. Why am I supposed to suddenly shift ideals in order to stay free? If someone needs my help with anything that I agree with, or they need me to turn a blind eye, why shouldn't I do that? Why is the police and their goals so much more important than everything else? I don't care about the police's problems. If they don't like that I let someone borrow my gun to commit a crime, too fucking bad. They should have to go pound sand. Otherwise, everything is about the fucking police. My whole life should be for the sake of the police. The police won't let me stay free if I don't do how the police want. How is that fair?
So helping terrorists with material support should be okay? Carmela asked.
So because someone will be free to conspire with terrorists, we should just forbid everyone from conspiring in anything that is illegal but might actually be beneficial to society, James said. For instance, it would benefit society to blow a hole in the prison where they're keeping this high school teacher, Brianne Altis, so she can escape. She has already been in prison however many years that has passed between her conviction and the time in which you're watching this video, and nobody has done anything. Nobody has attacked the prison and gunned down security guards to get her out. Now, why can't I start plotting along with you, Carmela, to bust her out? We start acquiring weapons. They're already guarding prisons like fucking mad. Why do they need to arrest people before they've even done anything? If they fear an attack, why don't they instead fortify their defenses? So when we show up, we get defeated then, instead of arresting people just for making plans. Imagine, Carmela, if you don't turn me in while knowing that I'm working on a plan like that. If you so much as make me a sandwich to keep me from going hungry while I'm working on my plan, You could be arrested for conspiracy. Simply considering between the two of us to do something. No. Society needs to be punished for being so unfair. Think about it. The government can sit there and openly conspire. They can have meetings to pass draconian laws. People can openly discuss draconian laws they want passed. Prosecutors can conspire to put you in prison. Juries, judges, and prosecutors conspire in what is called a court trial to fuck up your life. But if you want some kind of change, you're not allowed to conspire back. Some politician can conspire to propose a fucked up law nobody likes, and that's okay, but we can't conspire to assassinate this politician so the fucked up law doesn't get passed. How is it right?
James Grider wants to be able to make a small force field dome in the middle of Utah's Mormon community. He will be trapped in this force field dome with Brianne Altis and make her fuck him to piss off the crowds that are watching. The crowds will be incapable of stopping the sex between 36-year-old Brianne Altis and 15-year-old James Grider. Bullets and missiles cannot penetrate the force field. They can only watch helplessly as Brianne Altis takes advantage of a 15-year-old boy who has gone mad apparently. How dare she take advantage of a psyche as fragile as James Grider's, who would willingly lock himself up in a force field with a woman intent on abusing him, while James is so insane he doesn't see it as abuse. Now here comes the part of James Grider advising people what they can do to combat unfair laws against conspiracy to commit a crime.
I'm going to start donating a little bit of my Our LCD money to the local mosque every week, James said.
Why, you're converting to being Muslim? Carmela asked.
No, James said. It's because I'm pissed off I can't have my way. If I can't have things the way I want, why should I give a shit about anyone's terrorism concerns? Every mosque in existence in America funnels money to terrorist organizations in the Middle East. Giving $1 to any mosque guarantees that at least a part of that dollar winds up in the coffers of ISIS. The FBI hates terrorism so much that you have to strike the FBI where it hurts by donating to your local mosques. Majority of mosques in this country look like storefronts with just a sign that says it's a mosque.
So you think an enemy of your enemy is your friend, Carmela said.
Yes, James said. Unite with an enemy of your enemy. Use them. Double-cross them in the end. And come out on top with your goals achieved.
Wow, the government has really made people desperate. To free a falsely imprisoned teacher who had sex with 17-year-old boys while being 35 herself, a kid must become a silent partner to a bunch of radicalized Arabs. So it gets to a point where he's financing their building a bomb here on the US soil. The jihadists will use the bombs and become his army to attack the prison to free Brianne Altis. But at the same time, they want to use the other half of their resources to blow up the United Nations building in New York, or a bridge. The Arabs refuse to work with James unless they can commit acts of terror other than just attacking the prison. It gets to a point where hundreds of people die in a terrorist attack. Also, Brianne Altis can be freed. What an amazing story that would be. In James Grider's world, there's a black United States president named Ballard Obioma. After he was assassinated, his gravestone read the following thing in my James Grider novel. I shit you not, literally, this is what's inscribed on Ballard Obioma's tombstone. Here lies Ballard Farouk Obioma. He was president number dash whatever is the latest number of presidents we had in this country as of the year in which you are reading this book. Born on whatever year it was, 56 years ago, prior to the current year in which you are reading this book. Died on whatever is the current year in which you are reading this book. To preserve the integrity of the sliding time scale, I can't mention which number president he is, or which year he was born, and in which year he died. This is how crazy it is. So, the president's tombstone is actually breaking the fourth wall in the story. Now, why the fuck did they elect someone in James Grider's universe to be president whose name is Ballard Farouk Obioma? He's got a terrorist middle name,